viewers, welcome to another show of Women of Faith. This is a show where we get to interact with ladies from all different walks of life. We talk about anything that you can think about that ladies talk about. Today we are talking about finances, how to manage them, why must you save? Because we have stock fairs, we have all sorts of things that we do. Sometimes we struggle. So today we're going to be talking about the ladies are going to be telling us why must we save, and we're going to have a lady who will share with us how she developed the habit of saving, because trust me, every lady needs to have money tucked away or to develop the habit of saving. Ladies, you are welcome. I have with me Precious Masubu. She works in a financial institution. And I have Michelle Gossi, the lady that will be telling us how did she struggle. Michelle, how the nice wallet, too many cards, how nice it is and all that. You are welcome, my sister.
Thank you, Sissy.
Thank you. Precious, let's start with you.
Yes.
Why is it important for people to develop a habit of saving or to be financially well?
Let me start by saying it is important to be financially well. Most of the times when I do my presentation on finances, I call it financial wellness.
Yes.
I take it as much as important as your well-being, your health. Yes. So if you are financially well, you will be well also in your body. So it is very important to know where you stand with your finances, to know that are your expenses, what is your income, how balanced are you. So it's very important, because as much as it's a financial situation, it can cause a lot of things. It can cause sicknesses as well, because of the stress that come along with it.
Michelle, has it always been easy?
No, it has been so difficult in the previous year. I used to have so many credits. Like I thought if you have so many credit cards, you are rich, you've got money, you can go wherever you want. You can go to the restaurant and swipe when you feel like buying hamburger or buying milkshake. It's easier, you can do that. And you find that at the end of the month, you don't have money to pay the cards. Like my sister has just said here, it take away the happiness. Then I had to put a stop on it, because I was like a slave of my own. I was working, but I couldn't see the money that I was working for.
Yes, because I can imagine that, it's easier to go and swipe.
Yes.
The kids say, I want this, you go and you
Go
swipe.
and swipe. You hear that there is a sale somewhere, you just run and swipe.
Okay.
At the end of the month, you don't have money to pay.
You end up robbing from this one to pay this
Yes.
one. Okay. What made you to finally say, this is it? I am tired. Now, what was the wake-up call for you?
The wake-up call for me, it was a happiness.
Okay.
I couldn't find happiness on myself. I couldn't find happiness on my work. I was like, the credits was putting my self-esteem so down, because you'll find that tomorrow is a payday. But I'm not looking forward for that day, because I know that out of my salary, I don't have even a 1 rand to say this is my 1 rand. Then I had to pray to God and say, help me, God. I don't want to live this life anymore. I want to put a stop on it.
Precious, you spoke about that you need to know your income and your expenses.
Yes.
What is the starting point for any person to say, now I am developing this culture, this life, not culture,
Yes.
a lifestyle?
It's a lifestyle.
Yes.
The point where you start is to actually sit down. I like the traditional way of writing it down.
Okay.
It makes it easy for me when I start ticking and cancelling to say this is done and this is done. But it's actually where you sit down to say this is my income, these are my expenses. People, they don't realize that when we say expenses, even the entertainment you can put as an expense. When you start to speak about a budget, people create this negative vibe around it. They think that when you say budget, then there is no money for entertainment, no money for going out, things like that. And then you have section where you have all your expenses. Starting from the most expensive, as a woman of God, you have to start with your tithes. Because you don't want to get them at the bottom of the list.
Yes.
So you write down your expenses. What is it that you do? Your transport, your electricity, everything that you pay for at the end of the month. And when you are right at the bottom, you're going to see how your expenses goes about with your income. Then if you see that your expenses are more than your income, it's an indication that something is wrong, and you need to start to inspect your expenses. So when you draw up even your budget, you need to start with the most essential things, to say these are my needs, my wants, later
Now,
on.
speaking of that, somebody may then say it's easier when you've got money. Somebody will say, but my net income is 3,000
Yes.
rand. I don't even know. Must you be at a particular level where you're saying, now I get 2 digits, my net is 2 digits, then that's when I can start doing this, or how should it be,
No, absolutely not. You budget even if you get grant for your child, even if you're not working. A budget is a ruler to show you which path are you going. It's a scale to show you how much is this thing weighing. So even if you're just receiving money, is it a grant or it's maintenance or whatever, you need to know what you are spending your money on.
Sis Michelle, tell me, you say now you had a number of credit cards.
Yes.
You credit in terms of your stores, cards and all that, you've got all those cards. Now suddenly you said, you came to a point where you said, Lord help me, I can't do this anymore.
Yes.
I need a turnaround.
Yes.
Now, that you knew you ought to have.
Yes.
Were you psychologically ready for that?
It was not an easy road.
Okay.
It was not an easy one at all. I had to sum up all my credits and divide my income and say, let's take to this credit card, I'm going to pay this much until it is finished. To this store's cards, I'm going to pay this much until it is finished. I'm going to install a mind of discipline, as Precious have just mentioned now, that even if I see a billboard of sale of 75% off, of 100% off, I won't be tempted.
They shall put the big number
Yes.
and the up to, which is, it's not everything. That is
Yes,
75.
not everything.
They put it in small print,
Yes.
but the 75, that was supposed to draw you.
To draw us, yes.
Yes.
Then I had to do that. For several months, I couldn't go to the fancy restaurant. I couldn't buy the things that I wanted that time because I was telling myself, I want to get out of this debt. I cannot no longer live like this. This is not a way of a Christian woman to live. The Bible says we are free, but if I'm putting myself in debt, then where is my freeness?
Freedom,
Yes,
yes.
where
You
is my
don't
freedom?
experience
Yes,
Probably it was not just stock cards.
yes,
At work,
Yeah.
you will have this stock fair.
yes.
And this, let's save money for December, let's save money for grocery stamps, let's do all those sorts of things. Were you in some of those things?
I was in some of those things.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was putting a pressure in my life. Yeah,
When
and
you
it
came-
was affecting even my marriage.
Okay.
Yes.
When you came that this is it, was it mid-year, was it beginning of the year? Because I'm thinking when you've committed, Uguti, now we are going to be paying 500 rands so that we will at the end of the year divide it. Your turning point, at what point did it come? How did you go and say, now we can't do this, now Bangani, sorry, I'm out?
If I remember well, Sis Nomsa, it was mid-year. It was mid-year because I remember it was winter. It was very cold, but I was not feeling the cold. It was very cold, but I was sweating.
Yes.
I was sweating because of these debts. Yeah, I was sweating because of these debts. Then I had to put a stop on it.
On it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you also have people that have got 3 life covers and 6 funeral covers.
Yeah. It's good. Everyone should have a life cover. Everyone should have an insurance policy. You know, that day is coming. But why would you have 6? How many times are you going to die? Because it looks like then you are trying to play a stock fail of some sort. That, I'm going to register this one and my aunt and my uncle, and stuff like that. But it is good that you have a life cover.
Sufficient enough.
Yes, sufficient enough to cover. Because one thing that I want to bring also to attention, Sis Nomsa, people, they don't know that when you die, your debts, they don't die with you. Whoever is going to be appointed to be your estate holder, yes, they carry on with whatever. So when you have such policies like that, after the funeral and everything, there's still money to pay for those debts and leave the children and whoever is staying behind to live their life.
Yeah.
Something people, they don't know that when you die, your whatever accounts and whatever they remain and they still accumulating interest.
Yes,
so
yes.
it's life cover will also cover for
such
things like
this.
this.
Yes. Okay. Ladies, time flies.
Yeah.
Time
You know,
flies.
heaven.
We need to know.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to ask from you words of advice.
Perseverance. It won't be easy, you know, starting a life of living a free debt, because each and every day you will receive calls offering you good things. Temptations are so high, but try by all means to resist them. There is a rainbow at the end of the rain.
Yes. Okay.
So I would like to say to them, persevere. You will live a good life. You won't run away from any unknown call.
Private numbers,
Yes,
you answer them.
yes, you will answer them with confidence.
You know?
Yes, you'll answer the
Yes.
private number with confidence. So there is a good life after the death.
Okay. Precious, what would you say to the ladies out there?
If you don't know where to begin, wherever you are banking, there is a financial advisor. You know, go and see those people. Be honest to them and also to yourself. They will assist you. One thing that we must run away from as ladies, the spirit of competition.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that if we're in the same job, earning the same salary, we have the same responsibilities. We have different responsibilities. So if I'm driving my XW and you want to drive the XW, you might not make it because you don't know what I'm paying for. You don't know maybe who's even paying for. So some of the things that really pressurizes us to go into debt, it's competition, you know.
Thank you so much, ladies, for coming to visit us. You've heard it. You've heard it that you can, even though you may be sinking in debt right now, there is a way out for you. Start by paying off the little debts that you have. Don't go into more debts. Don't go into a debt to try and pay the other one. Rather, try and settle the ones that you have. When you get your bonus, make sure that you take it, you use it wisely. Don't go and shop. Sales will always be there. Even after you have saved your money, there will always be a sale. And what I said also that I love was, don't compete. Who are you competing with? If it is about competition, compete with yourself. Because when you're competing with yourself, you've got only yourself to beat and not the next person. So as we strive towards living a life that is financially well and debt-free, may we persevere even when it is hard. Until next time, God bless you.